I guess here is have camera somewhere
No.
ตอนนี้เราอยู่ชั้นแรกของคอนโดเรานะคะเรามานั่งข้างล่าง Look a little bit the pumping here you see it Oh look I can pay you this much money
Before you get really serious with someone, you need to like know a little bit about this.
สวัสดีค่ะทุกคนยินดีต้อนรับสู่ช่องโบตันอเมริกาค่ะวันนี้เรามาทำอะไรนะคะวันนี้ก็แขกรับเชิญพิเศษนะคะ special guest ฝรั่ง
Yeah.
ก็วันนี้นะคะทุกคนจะถามเจอร์มี่นะคะอย่างที่หลายๆคนรอคอยอยากรู้ว่าฝรั่งนะคะหรือว่าเจอร์มี่เนี่ยคิดยังไงกับค่าสินสอดหรือว่าภาษาอังกฤษเรียกว่า dowry ข้างหน้าเราเนี่ยเป็นทีวีจอใหญ่มากเลยนะคะเห็นไหมคะในกระจกมันเป็นทีวีหลายๆอันน่ะมัน
But it just shows like pictures of nature.
ไม่มีอะไร so first thing we gonna talk about you know about dowry so first of all like when you heard about dowry what do you think about it
Well, I had a lot of questions, and probably you can repeat some of the questions too, and then people can comment. So, what does sensod mean? What is it? What does it mean?
Sensod yeah it mean dowry
It's
like
just Thai for dowry.
yeah it's like tradition มันยากที่จะอธิบายเนาะทุกคน it's like tradition long time ago we love to do it and at first time we talk about and I told him a lot of dowry what does that mean like oh long time ago like Thai tradition when you're gonna marry the man have to go to the lady family and give money for parent to do ceremony and say thank you so much for being nice parent and I love your daughter that money you can show parent and it's up to family too like you give them a lot or some family they like little money
I understand.
and the man it show the man too like oh look I can pay you this much money that means I can take care of your daughter like oh look at this money I can give it to you
But a lot of people, like now, like they don't believe in sensod anymore. Like I read about that. Like they said it's really up to a lot of families. Like if they want to do dowry, and they said a lot of people don't do it anymore. And it's kind of like old thinking. What do you think about that?
Yeah, a lot
Not
of
too much,
a
it's
lot of
kinda
family.
changes,
Yeah,
right?
because a lot of family and a lot of people think like we can take care of family, but why we have to do sinsod for it wasting time and ceremony and but we still doing it.
Yes. No one in America does dowry. No one does dowry. No one like sensod. That's Thai. Nobody even would know what that is. Maybe some people would know what that is. Some people they wouldn't even know what dowry is. You're gonna say, "Oh, dowry." They're gonna be like, "What is that?" They're gonna take a guess and they won't even get it close. That's not even American culture at all. I guess you could say Falang. They used to do that, but they did it like 500 or 600 years ago. Like maybe in England, long time ago. Like you know, you get married and they give you like a cow or like an animal or I don't know. Most people in America, they have no idea what dowry is. I heard from my friend that we've talked about. We'll probably talk more about him again, how he like got me to think about Thai lady. But he's married to a Thai woman and he had to pay dowry. He had to do sensod. So he told me, he said, hey, before you get really serious with someone, you need to like know a little bit about this because like their family probably is going to like ask you about this at some point and you don't need to be like stupid or like so surprised. Just do like some homework, do some studying so you kind of know a little bit about this culture.
So that the first time you know about dowry.
Yeah, it's before I even like it's just when I first start thinking about like maybe meeting a Thai lady. It's kind of interesting to learn about the culture. And then he said some families not even like gonna do it. He's like some, you know, I don't know what percent, but he's like some people.
They're not, but
Yeah.
just a little bit. But the most of them, like 90%, 95%, they do dowry, or they do like 100,000, 50,000 baht, like to be like tradition, but not big.
So I read about it. So the first thing, and this is a big thing, this is just thinking about Americans, because Falong is like anybody that's not Thai, so that's a lot of different thinking. So America, I just do American thinking. I'm already just gonna guess 50%, at least 50% of the man in America, they're not gonna do Sensod. I already know. They're gonna say, no way, not gonna do it, 0% chance, no. And you might say like, that's crazy. No, that's just the culture. And then I don't know what you're gonna do about that. So that's why if you get into a relationship and it starts to get serious, I say you need to talk about this like slowly to the man. Because he might say, no, I'm not gonna do it. It's stupid, it's dumb, it's old tradition, that's not important because that's not part of our culture. What do you think about that?
I understand because
right?
and I kind of surprised you, like Jeremy, he not have too much question or he like not quarrel, he always listening to me when we first talk about dowry because he know from his friend before me, but he not understand totally, he understand like maybe the 50%, he's still asking me like why I have to do it or why it's so, how many your mom want, blah, 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 how much. But then I sent him like video about like people talking about dowry in English. More than me, like because at first time I'm not good at English and then I tell him to listen those videos. Hi lady, if you want to send or explaining better than us, send American people in video English about tradition dowry. That help a lot, that helpful. มีคนเดินมาอีกแล้ว
So you still have 50%, right? 25% of that, this is just guessing, 25%, maybe it's less, they're gonna say yes to Sensod. Like they super successful, you see them in Thailand a lot, like rich man, they not care, they old, they want beautiful Thai lady, they have a lot of money. It's just like, even at like 1 million baht, like they so rich, they don't care. Like they're gonna give it to you, like, oh, it's your trust, because they so rich, they're not gonna give you a lot of baht, but it's like 1 million, 2 million. Oh yeah, that's okay, marry me, you're so young and beautiful, and I'm old and rich.
No, this is dowry. And it's สมมติว่าเป็นสินสอด This is like example, this dowry.
But me, I am the other group, like Botan was saying, that wants to know about a little bit about it. So I am in the part where I'm like Botan, like where I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do it. But I'm not old and I'm not like super rich, so I'm like, oh yeah, here, take Sensod, take a lot of baht. I have a lot of questions. I want to know why you're doing it. What's the point? Like, is this serious? What's this money what are you gonna do? And so I question her a lot and put a lot of pressure on her to educate me and let me know. I ask her mom a lot. Her mom pressure her a lot too. Mom pressure her, like she pressure me.
And he pressure me back.
I pressure her back. I questioning mom, like what's happening with this, like dowry, what are we doing? Just make sure like everyone's trusting each other, and we talk about it a lot. She gets tired of talking about it. I really not get tired of talking about it. I'll talk about it a lot. Mom, she kind of get tired of talking about it a little bit, but I think it's overall, I think it's good, but you have to have like an open mind, open brain. And then I would like have been in other relationships. And I actually even talked to like my friend that had Thai wife and a couple other people. And I'm like, oh, I actually, if you do the Sensod right and everybody understands and it's good, I think it's actually kind of good for the relationship. I'll see what you think, because you're gonna talk, you're talking about the ceremony, get to know like the mom and the dad and her, and talking about money, because money is always important for a relationship. You're always going to talk about money. So if you can't talk good about that in the beginning, then you're going to have like a problem like the whole relationship. And then also, and Botan can see this, like in America, like people just get married so fast, like nothing, just married and then they break up, they're gonna break up, and it's just so simple and so easy, and there's nothing like important that's bringing them together. No one, they're not putting anything valuable into it.
No family,
like,
just
you can
couple,
just
that's
two
it.
people can just meet and just say, oh, I love you, and then and that's it.
Yeah.
But this is serious. I think that's the most thing I like about it is, and this was with Botan, like I really thought about our relationship, and I really thought about like how it's so important because I work hard for that money and like giving it to her family and like knowing her family and what they're gonna do with it. And it was like a lot of thinking, and it kind of like really good for me. It kind of like make me stress, but it's like made me stress and think about relationship. Like, oh, is this what I want to do? Oh, this is so much. Like, oh, I love her. Oh, maybe they're tricking me. And like a lot of good thinking though, because you need to think about that. Because normal relationship in America, you're not thinking. A lot of people they don't think about it, and then that's why they get in trouble.
หญิงไทยนะคะสาวไทยก็พยายามที่จะอธิบายให้เขาเข้าใจด้วยความอ่อนโยนแล้วก็พูดด้วยเขากับเขาดีๆนะคะอย่าไปบังคับอย่าไปบอกว่าถ้าเธอไม่จ่ายค่าสินสอดฉันก็จะไม่ไปกับเธอแสดงว่าเธอไม่ดีไม่รักฉันอย่างนั้นอย่างนี้ต้องค่อยๆพูดค่อยๆอธิบายแล้วก็เพราะว่าเราต้องเข้าใจเขาด้วยว่ามันไม่ใช่วัฒนธรรมของเขานะคะส่วนเจอร์มี่ตันก็รู้สึกว่าเขาเป็นคนดีมากแล้วก็ตั้งแต่คุยเรื่องสินสอดกันนะคะแล้วก็คุยกับแม่อะไรอย่างเงี้ยเป็นจริงเป็นจังขออนุญาตไม่บอกค่าสินสอดนะคะเพราะว่ามันเป็นเรื่องส่วนตัวของเราเนาะก็ตอนที่แม่พูดว่าเท่าไหร่อย่างเช่นแม่พูดมาปุ๊บอย่างเงี้ยเจอร์มี่ก็จะแบบครับผมเจอร์มี่นั่งฟังนางก็แบบครับอย่างเดียวเจอร์มี่จะไม่ต่อต้านแม่เจอร์มี่จะไม่แบบว่าทำไมแพงจังทำไมอย่างนั้นอย่างนี้ทำไมเธอเอาเยอะจังไม่ค่ะทุกคนเจอร์มี่นั่งฟังแล้วก็ยิ้มครับอย่างเดียวคือเราต้องเข้าใจเขาว่ามันไม่ใช่วัฒนธรรมเขาขอแค่เขายอมรับแล้วก็ทำในวัฒนธรรมยอมที่จะจ่ายสินสอดแค่นี้เราก็ดีใจแล้วหญิงไทยแต่เข้าใจว่าหลายๆคนนะสาวไทยที่มาเป็นคนกลางต้องไปอธิบายให้สามีให้แฟนฟังต้องมาอธิบายให้ครอบครัวฟังกว่าจะลงกว่าจะอันนี้ได้นะคะก็ถือว่ายากแล้วก็สู้กันมาพอสมควรนะคะกว่าเราจะมานั่งอยู่ด้วยกันทุกวันนี้นะคะมันหลายอย่างมากนะคะทุกคนโอเค what else you want to talk about
yeah just I guess we talked about like you sent me like video like we can do a second part of this like I know there are going to be a lot of comments a lot of people's suggestion so if you have a lot of comments if you have a lot of like question or like more about how we did it we can do like another video about this and answer some more questions I'm sure we'll talk about this some more because it's always a big topic we still talk about it
ตันกับเจอร์มี่นะคะเพิ่งจัดงานมั่นไปใช่ไหมคะเรายังไม่ได้แต่งงานกันนะคะทุกคนที่ไทยนะแต่ว่าที่อเมริกาเราแต่งงานกันแล้วแต่ที่ไทยเรายังไม่ได้แต่งเราทุกวันนี้เราก็ยังคุยเรื่องสินสอดกันอยู่นะคะ
This is like perfect. I just thinking about it because like you're like a squirrel and this is your money you save, and you have one and then I have to give it to you.
Okay, thank you.
And now I have nothing and she's got two, like real life. Thanks everyone. Like and subscribe. Leave a lot of comments. I know this is a very interesting topic.
But I want to say too, like I very appreciate Jeremy. Like I very appreciate you like you agree and accepting culture and like my mom or dowry you have to pay no matter how much you still keep fighting and you understanding even sometimes we quarrel about it a lot
yeah
ขอบคุณมากๆนะคะคืนนี้ก็มาส่งเข้านอนฝันดีมาคุยเรื่องสินสอดก่อนที่จะไปเข้านอนนะคะทุกคนคืนนี้คงจะฝันเห็นสินสอดแน่นะคะเดี๋ยวเจอกันใหม่คลิปหน้าเงินฉันนะนี่เอาดาวรี่ฉันขึ้นมาเงินฉันขอบคุณที่กดไลค์กดแชร์กด Subscribe ให้เรานะคะเดี๋ยวเจอกันใหม่คลิปหน้าหวังว่าทุกคนจะมีสุขภาพร่างกายแข็งแรงร่ำรวยสุขสมหวังกันทุกคนนะคะโบตันอเมริกาก็ขอลาไปก่อนมีอะไรก็คอมเมนต์ทักทายกันเข้ามานะคะทุกคนสำหรับวันนี้สวัสดีค่ะบ๊ายบายขอบคุณครับสวัสดีครับ